Welcome to this week's Rogers McKee YouTube video. In this week's episode, we're in number 3 of the fantastic February series. How are you going to get promoted in 2024? Let's go. Welcome to this week's Rogers McKee YouTube video. So, we're in episode 3 out of 4 in the fantastic February series, and this week we're going to look at how are you going to get promoted in 2024. May or may not be something that you're thinking about, it may or may not be something that you're trying to attain. I think the points that we're going to go through are probably relevant even if you don't want to be promoted but you want to get on in your current position. So we've got three things to do, 3 things not to do in terms of if you want to get promoted this year. So the first one, and you may have heard me speak about this before, do the job that you want, not the job that you get paid for. So if you're currently a senior recruitment consultant and you want to step up to team leader, you need to already be starting to think about what that looks like. And that means mentoring some of the newer consultants or the trainees, give them some advice. You know, if you hear them on the phone and you feel like you can add value, as long as it's along the lines of what's already been told to them, then absolutely try and add value, try and bring them along. Because when you're going speaking to your line manager, your superior, your director, when you're saying I really want to be a team leader, you can directly point to parts of the role that you're already doing. Look, I've done this with Joe Blogs. I told him to change his pitch. I spoke to him about a different way of operating, and these have been the results. He's already put 3 or 4 fees on the board. So you can talk about results. And also it's important that you demonstrate that you can do the job. So, you know, we've had some fantastic, not us as a business, but in the past I've worked with some fantastic consultants that were terrible managers. And that's, in some cases, that's always the case because they're so good at billing, but they don't actually know how to manage people. So it's important that you demonstrate that you can actually do the job that you're looking to get promoted to. So do the job that you want, not what you get paid for. If you're sat there thinking, well, I could actually help that trainee over there, but that's not my role. I'm currently a senior consultant. They've not given me the title of team leader yet, so I'm not going to help. That's not going to look great when they do come round to discussing promotions and potential opportunities for people within the business. So that's the first thing. Do the job that you want, not the job that you're getting paid for. The second thing, this is more of an attitude thing, I think, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you think that you can cut corners when you're speaking to candidates because you've been doing it for years and you know what to say and you know what they're looking for and you don't need to register them properly, because why would you? Because you've been doing the job for 10 years. You start cutting corners in every other aspect as well. If you arrive to the office bang on start time, you run into your desk to sit down bang on the time you're due to start, that's kind of how your attitude will come across in everything that you do. I guarantee if that's the case, you'll be the first one to leave. I guarantee you'll be the first one to go out for lunch and you'll take the full hour, and it's just an endemic attitude. If you're conscientious, if you put the effort in, if you do everything properly in one aspect of the job, it's guaranteed that you do that across every aspect of the job. So make sure that you're positive, that that you do the job fully, that you take the full job spec, that you register the candidate fully, that you follow the protocol, that you don't cut corners where the system's concerned and the CRM, that you utilise it fully. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're cutting corners in one thing, that will start to bleed into the other parts of your role. You start cutting a lot more corners. So make sure that you do everything to the fullest. And the last one, be a positive presence in the office. Nobody likes the mood hoovers. Nobody likes the negative Nelly sat in the corner. And I guarantee that if the minute your manager's back's turned or your director's back's turned, you're the one that's being negative, you're not being positive, they'll find out. And your opportunities for progression will disappear. You've got to be positive. You've got to sing the company's praises. You might not always believe it, but you've got to be that positive presence, getting everybody to buy into what the business is trying to achieve. in order that they want to come on that journey with you. Because let's be clear, if you're negative and everybody disappears, there isn't a promotion opportunity for you. So you've got to get everybody bought into wanting to come on that journey as well. So they're the three things that you absolutely need to be demonstrating in 2024 if you want to get promoted. Do the job that you want, not the job that you've got. How you do one thing is how you do everything, and be a positive presence. Okay, the three things not to do. So, it can't be a me versus them approach. Your goals have got to be aligned with the business goals. Your drive and motivation has got to be aligned to the business drive and motivation, and vice versa. So the business's goals have to align with you. If you want to end up working for a massive corporation, you're currently working for a one-man band, and he's got no ambitions whatsoever, or she, they've got no ambitions whatsoever to grow that business, then your goals and their goals aren't aligned, and you're going to come to loggerheads. You've got to want to go on the journey with them, and vice versa. They've got to want to take you on that journey. So your goals and their goals have got to be aligned. Secondly, don't give an ultimatum to get promoted. It's the worst thing you can do. You may have billed 200 grand last year, 200 grand the year before. Whatever you do, don't go into the director and say, right, the last 2 years I've billed 200 grand. I want to be promoted to team leader. I'm currently a senior consultant. I want to be a team leader. Either you promote me to team leader or I'll go somewhere else. Because they may well promote you because they want to keep you within the business because you're billing well. You're not going to be looked upon favourably by the directors or the senior leadership team if you throw your weight around and that's how you feel you're going to get promoted. Like I say, do the job that you want, not the job that you've got. It's much better to demonstrate the skills, bring people along for the journey and say, this is what I've done. I've tweaked what consultant Joe Bloggs is doing or trainee Joe Bloggs is doing, and it's resulted in him getting 3 placements in the last month. I feel like I can add value, not if you don't promote me, I'm going somewhere else. Because, like I say, you might get the promotion that you're looking for, but it's not going to be long lasting. They're certainly not going to look upon you favourably. And it may well be they start trying to promote people around you to mitigate that risk of you leaving. Because once you've opened that can of worms and said, look, if you don't do this, I'm leaving, and they do that, the next time you want a promotion, you're just going to do the same thing. It's going to be, right, well, now I want to be a director, so I promote to director and leave. And where does it stop? You know, I want to start working 4 days a week or else I'm going to go and leave and work. Where does it end? If you want something, then the fear, I suppose, is always, well, they'll just leave. So that's not a great position to be in. It's not a great environment to work in, and it's certainly not something that I would want to do. So don't use an ultimatum to get promoted. And lastly, I've written time served there. Don't believe that because you're time served, you're going to get promoted. For me, recruitment, and most businesses, all businesses really should be a meritocracy. You should get promoted based on the value that you bring to the business, based on the effort that you put into the business, based on you doing the job that you want, not the job that you've got. I'm not promoting negative Nancy in the corner because she's been with the business 10 years. She's got to add value. She's got to want to be promoted. She's got to have the drive, and her goals have got to be aligned with our goals. And if all that's accurate, then yeah, she might have been with us 10 years and she'll get promoted. It's not because she's been here 10 years. And on the flip side of that, if she is negative Nancy and her goals aren't aligned with ours, and she's not doing the job that she wants, but she's just doing their bare minimum, and she's not a positive presence in the office, and she rocks up 1 minute late every day and leaves 1 minute early every day, she isn't going to get promoted just because she's been here 10 years. So there you have it. 3 do's and 3 don'ts on how to get promoted in 2024. We've got one more episode of Fantastic February to come next week, and then we'll go back to our normal videos from March. But it's a good way of getting into the year, getting everybody motivated, driving forward in 2024. And if you've not yet done so, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get these videos out to as many people as we can. So if I can ask you one favour, before Fantastic February comes to an end, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified every time a video comes out. But more importantly for us, the YouTube algorithms love them, and more people then will see the videos and the content that we're putting out there. So Thanks very much for viewing this week, and we'll be back at the same time next week for the final episode of Fantastic February. See you then.